Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am going to talk about Tron Ares or Tron Anus. Haha, guys, I'm mentally sick. No, just kidding. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about Tron Ares. Tron Ares? Ares, yeah? Tron Ares, yeah. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Anyway, it's an upcoming American science fiction action film directed by Joachim Roning from a screenplay by Jesse Wicato, based on a story by David Diglio and Wigato it's himself. Obviously, it is the third installment in the Tron series and a sequel to Tron Legacy from 2010. Holy damn, that is insane. Obviously, this I think sequel, I think is 15 years apart from the first original Tron Legacy film. It stars an ensemble cast including Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Jason Minja, or I think so, Jason Minha, Jodie Turner Smith, Arturo Castro, Cameron Monaghan, and Gillian Anderson, with Jeff Bridges reprising his role as Kevin Flynn from the previous installment, which is interesting. Obviously, the Tron franchise is an iconic one. I'm not quite sure, there have only been 3 films, but Tron is such an interesting franchise. Obviously, as we make our way through the 2024 movie schedule, or I guess the 2025 upcoming movie, there's one title from next year that sticks out in the minds. Tron Ares, scheduled to debut at some point in 2025. Tron's 3 cast and plot continue to make the Jared Leto installment of the Disney sequel Legacy, I guess, franchise film feel more real than ever. But there's an entire history that leads from the formation of a fictitious computer company a little over 50 years ago to the current state of Tron timeline. So to understand the future, now feels like a good time to review this chain of events from the first spark to the end of the line. There's a lot of ground to cover, and that's on top of the fact that this story is ever developing. So let's turn the clocks back to 1972 and dig into the legacy of Tron, obviously the best science fiction films ever made. Let's debate on that because I don't think that's real. But anyway, let's continue with obviously the legacy itself. Before Tron, the history of Encom was shaped by 2 men who had very different visions for the future of technology. Obviously, in 1972, Dr. Walter Gibbs starts Encom. I think it's obviously part of the story, right? Dr. Walter Gibbs created a company that would branch out as a leading innovator in software and hardware. His company would eventually be bought out, with Dr. Gibbs still continuing his work. Running the operation fell under the new overseer of Encom, Edward Dillinger Sr. So Dillinger takes Encom to new heights, turning that small business into a multinational powerhouse of computing, right? Later down the line, obviously in 1982 to 1989, Kevin Flynn changes the game. Tron was the only beginning of Kevin Flynn's story, as the events that followed would trigger even greater change. In 1982, Kevin Flynn first visits the grid, changing his life. So the events of Tron kick off here, when Kevin Flynn teams up with the friends Dr. Alan Bradley and Dr. Laura Baines to find the proof of Dillinger's theft. Inadvertently, Encom becomes the first company to ever digitize and transport a person into a computer world, as the master control program sends Flynn to the grid. Flynn fights the MCPs, aren't those like the bots themselves? Ruthless conquest and theft of programs with the programming avatars of his friends Tron and Yori. Emerging victorious and proving his claim of creating arcade games like Space Paranoids, Flynn osts Edward Dillinger Sr. and becomes the CEO of Encom. A new day is dawning, and Flynn even finds time for romance, as this year is when he meets and marries architect Jordan Canas. So obviously, in 1983, first contact with the ISOS, Sam Flynn is born. Obviously, 2 very important events would take place not too long after Kevin Flynn's takeover of Encom, and both are chronicled in the graphic novel Tron Betrayal. As mentioned in Tron Legacy, he would begin experimenting with the grid, making regular visits to push the boundaries of what he would call the digital frontier. In the computer world, this led to Flynn creating CLU, Codified Likeness Utility, to help him and Tron navigate the perfect system. Soon enough, he would encounter the first isomorphic algorithm, or ISO for short, life forms that were created out of nothing on the grid itself. This miracle, as well as the birth of his son Sam in the real world, would start to change Flynn's views on perfection, something that would put him at odds with his own creation. In 1985, Jordan Canas dies, Flynn's obsession grows. 2 years after Sam Flynn's birth, his mother Jordan Canas would pass away. The causes were unknown, but it left Kevin to depend on his parents to help raise his young son. In these dark days, Flynn's time as Encom CEO continued to create controversy as his obsession with the world of the great only grew. In this time, Kevin would write the cornerstone text to his work, The Digital Frontier, Mapping the Other Universe. And in just a few short years, the mystic surrounding his work would hit its peak on one fateful night. Obviously, the heart of Tron Legacy starts here, thanks to a shift in power that saw human and machine square off with dire consequences. Obviously, very interesting. So, obviously, the film Tron Legacy, I haven't seen it in a while. I should rewatch it, obviously, too, to prepare myself for, obviously, Tron Ares right now. So, Sam Flynn reclaims the family legacy in 2009, obviously, to the present day. And obviously, it's interesting because what does Tron Ares have to do with the future of Tron, as Tron Ares finally has confirmed title and 2025 release window. The game is about to begin all over again, with legacy director Joseph Kosinski confirming Tron's Tron Ascension's original plot as inspiration for Ares. A bright future on the grid once more feels possible, but there's still a lot we don't know about, obviously, especially when it comes to the titular program, since Jared Leto's Ares is an AI that's crossing over into our world, a moment that humanity is apparently unprepared for. Does he fight for the user, or is he just another soldier to the force that would seek to conquer the world of humanity? How or who will be fighting this new presence of with is yet to be seen, as most other characters' details have been kept pretty tightly under wraps, but you can still relive the Tron series journey that's come before this point in time, and through a pretty convenient manner. Those who want to dive deeper into the world of Tron can start with the Disney Plus subscription, obviously, where both films and the animated series Tron Uprising a way to reveal even more of the history that got us here today and offline. So I guess that's interesting. So Tron Ares, like I said, is a brand new film. Development of a sequel to Tron Legacy began in October 2010 by franchise creator Steven Lisberger. In March 2017, Walt Disney Pictures shifted plans toward a reboot with Leto playing a new character. Garth Davis was set as director in August 2020, when Wigato was working on the script but stepped down in January 2023. Roning placed him in a month later. Production was expected to begin in August 2023, but was delayed by the 2023 Writers Guild of America and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Filming ultimately began in January 2024 in Vancouver and wrapped in May. By August, industrial rock band 9 Inch Nails was composing the score. Ooh, that's interesting. Tron Ares is scheduled to be released in the United States by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures on the 10th of October 2025. Obviously, in Tron Legacy, the music was done by Daft Punk, and 9 Inch Nails is also a great band, so I'm really supportive of that decision. So development on a sequel to Tron Legacy was announced in 2010. Obviously, the writers they came back, sort of, and also the director, which is really interesting. It was stated the reason for the cancellation was a result of the box office failure of Tomorrowland, which obviously, let's see here. It was revealed that Disney had officially greenlit the third film, with Headland, Kosinski and Wild set to return, and production due to begin in October in Vancouver 2015. However, obviously, thanks to Tomorrowland, the scrapped the film, obviously, because the Tomorrowland film was a big flop. While in September, Headland stated he was told that sequel was not totally dead. I would be interested in returning should a new film be announced. Obviously, many years later, it is now 2023, or I guess, yeah, SAG-AFTRA strikes happened, and obviously the film in January 2024 began filming and revealed production had begun. So that's really interesting. I think obviously Tron is not really that franchise that a lot of people really admire. I think the first Tron film, which I'm not a big fan of, maybe I should rewatch it, but I'm not quite sure. Like the original Tron is just so, like, it looks so crappy. I mean, I have seen it, but it's been a long time. I think a couple of years now, maybe 5 years even. But obviously Tron Legacy, I still remember that fondly, and I really like that one. Man, that's like one of the coolest things ever made. Like that poster alone is so interesting, obviously with the disc and Yeah, no, I really appreciate Tron Legacy, and I should really watch that at some point. But yeah, I'm really excited for Tron Ares. It looks like a very nice film, very sleek film too, badass film too, and there are just things that guys like me really like, and that's just fast colors, bicycles, like, and the science fiction aspect to films. And I think that's really what sets this film apart from other science fiction films. You have like a frisbee you can throw, you have like these science fiction things, you have like a great looking motorcycle. I think that's pretty much worth it, right? And hopefully the music will be cool as well. And the trailer, man, we got a trailer, and the trailer, man, looks really really good. And I'm really excited actually for this film. I'm not quite sure why, but I hope that this is obviously a brand new reboot to the franchise, and that Tron, obviously, that's the game itself, or the main frame or whatever, joins our normal world, right? And it's going to cross over into our real world, and I want to see how that happens. What if there are lightning fast motorcycles just driving in the streets? Like, that would be so cool. But yeah, like I said, I should really rewatch Tron Legacy, and or maybe also the Tron, the original one, but I'm not a big fan of that film. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know what you thought of this video, or what you thought of obviously the trailer of Tron Ares, and if you really like the original film, because I really don't. Alright guys, I said it, I don't like the first original Tron film, but hey, Legacy itself, Tron Legacy, is a great film overall. So alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will check you later. Goodbye everyone.